I'm sure by now you must be wondering, what is this all for? And I don't know that I've explained it before. We made a decision to do our best to reduce the amount of work that I would have to do lugging buckets up and down the stairs with water changes and ATO supply. I am not getting any younger. We also wanted to make it neat and tidy because this is a room where I will spend time. I'm going to call it my woman cave. And I really didn't want hoses and cables and just mess everywhere, much like what I have right now, which I really don't like. So we decided to have containers in the basement with water, have pumps in those containers, and pump the water up through the floor to where we need it in this room upstairs. We got two Jaybo DCS 7000 pumps, and one of the big reasons is because they have controllers. This allows us to have the controllers up here and the pumps in the basement. So here's how you preserve head pressure at the pump when you're using flexible hose and you need to go around corners. These avoid having to use 90-degree elbows. These are PEX, P-E-X fittings, and they're designed to use with flexible hose to go around a corner. You can see that they do need some space. This particular one needs about 4.5 by 4.5 inches in order for it to fit and go around a corner. So here's a quick demonstration of how the hose fits into the brackets. Just snap it in place in those 3 spots, and it's pretty easy and quick. If you want to keep it extra secure, you can put tie wraps around it in any place where you think there's tension on it where it might accidentally snap out. And it's pretty simple. So because we're using the Jaybo DCS 7000 pumps and they have controllers, it's ideal for us to be able to have our controllers upstairs and the pumps downstairs. But to do that, we needed cable extensions. So we took the 4-foot Jaybo controller cable extension that was available and had it turned into a 30-foot extension. Right here is where the extensions and the hoses are all coming up through the floor, and they are going to travel through the hole that's been cut beside the closet door and along the wall on the little shelf that was made specifically for that. So the controller cables run right under the upper shelf along those cup hooks that have been screwed in, and there we have the big mess of hoses and wires that are going to go into the tank. So here's the master drain. And this is where all of the water from upstairs will come down into the basement, manual water changes, as well as the water that's going to get pumped out of the sump when I need to do a water change of the main tank. And finally, here is the giant funnel where I can dispose of water manually if I need to, and I probably will need to because this closet here is where I plan to keep my quarantine tanks. It's ideal because they won't be in use all the time, but they'll be readily accessible when I do need to use them, and when I do water changes, the water can go straight down here. So thanks so much for watching, and the next part, part 3, will be water management.